Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Founders Podcast. We talk about everything from men's accessories to EDC, adventures, men's lifestyle, kind of what's going on and what's popping off in the culture. We're here, co-founders of Bullstrap, Claudio Conti,
Mason Jose.
And we're doing it.
We're live. We're live. This is it. This is episode like 4 or 5 or.
Yeah, we're in it. It's a real thing.
Yeah, this we're sticking around, at least for a time being. In fact, we're sticking around so much that in a few, we don't know how many podcasts from now it will be, but in a few podcasts from now, this whole setup will look very different, which we're excited about. We actually kind of went over some planning this week for it. So
I think more content, more good vibes and good energy coming your way. I mean, I think the point is, like, we enjoy this part a lot.
Yeah, this is the best part of the job.
Connecting with people and connecting with the brand, and I think it's just a lot more on the content side of things.
Yeah,
that
for sure.
We're like really excited about moving into the future and like building a little bit of a community around the brand.
Yeah.
And building that. So it's a cool deal. But first order of business is first order of business. What are we drinking?
What are we drinking? We are drinking High Life IPAs today. These are a Florida local, and High Life is one of those things in Florida, at least where we are in Boca Raton. It's like if you go into a store and they don't have High Life, it's probably just because they're sold out.
You're in the wrong place.
Yeah, like pretty much everywhere's got it.
You walk into any, like, dude, literally, if you walk into any 7-Eleven, if you walk into Publix, if you walk into, like, any grocery store.
And it's really good. Like, we are always drinking this. It's always in the office.
This is my go-to beer.
Yeah.
Like, 100%, because I know I can get it anywhere, and it's, like, a craft enough IPA. This is what I'm getting most places.
Yep. So good.
Cheers to that.
But with that, so this is from Cigar City here in Florida. I was recently talking to a friend of mine who's not from Florida, and he was like, dude, this High Life is really good. I was like, I can't believe you never had it. It's everywhere.
By the way, Cigar City is not a city in
Florida.
Yeah,
no. Cigar City Brewing, which is in Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, don't get confused. Don't confuse High Life with High Life. The champagne of beers.
No.
Dude, funny enough, I actually had...
champagne of beers?
Literally. I think it's...
Is that a slogan? Have they coined
that? Yes.
Really?
I think it's Miller.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Miller.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Miller. High Life. The champagne of beers. So I was going boating with Ricky, who you know, just a buddy of mine. And I basically asked him, bro, pick up some High Life on the way to the dock where we were getting off. And he was like, yeah, no problem. So he stops by Publix, and he goes in, and he calls me while he's there, and I distinctly hear him say, so you want me to get High Life, right? And I'm like, but I didn't know that Miller sold a beer called High Life. And I'm like, it's High Life. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, I think you got it right. And it's, it's in green packaging. And he's like, and he literally says back to me, yeah, the champagne of beers.
And you're thinking,
like, I'm confused, but I'm like, there's no other High Life. Like, how are you gonna screw this up? And Ricky's not a beer drinker. He is a girly drinker, which is fine. Actually, no, he'll do...
just shooting a shot at Ricky right there.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
he gets it. He knows. He understands.
Yep.
I've been trying to get him into beers for a while. The only thing he'll drink is Dos Equis. This isn't a Raz session on Ricky, but all that I'm saying is he picked up some High Life.
High Life. Not
the champagne of beers.
Very different beer.
Yeah, totally different beer. And when I hadn't had a beer. We were on the boat. We were in, we were in Key Biscayne. We ended up getting to the spot that we're going to, which was like one of those little like keys that you can. It was one of those little like islands off a key or whatever. We get there, we hop off the boat, and I unzip the cooler, and all I see is Miller High Life.
Just
And I audibly go, oh, this is so disappointing.
oh man, yeah,
he was
that's
sitting
rough.
right there. It's so rough. Like when you're expecting like
you're
craft,
on a boat,
a craft IPA, you're on a boat,
cold.
and you like want
the whole time you've been thinking about it.
And the experience is amazing. Like we're on a boat, we're loving life. Like everything's great.
You got
South Florida.
You got the wrong
and
beer.
you have the wrong beer.
Wow.
Yeah. The champagne of beers.
Don't let it happen again. Get High Lie.
Right.
The IPAs from Cigar City. Dude, that's actually really funny. That is disappointing.
But what were you saying about people not knowing this?
Oh, yeah. I was just saying my buddy that's not from Florida was just surprised that we have it here. Because he had it in another state, but then went and looked for it and couldn't find it. And came to Florida and realized it's everywhere, obviously, because it's brewed here.
Right.
But I don't know. I guess I've gotten accustomed to it just because it's like anywhere you go, they have this. So it's a common beer to me.
Yep.
But to other people who haven't tried it, they think it's really good. So, yeah, I would, if you haven't had it, go.
Florida's really good about this. Actually, I'm sure there are other places that are good about this too. Like, this probably isn't a unique to Florida thing, but the local beer is always on the menu. Pretty much.
Oh,
it doesn't matter where you're going.
Sure.
Like, the local beer is on the menu.
Yeah, if you're at like a restaurant that isn't a franchise, they're serving beer that's brewed here.
Yeah.
Which is great. Like I love the breweries here.
I love this. It's got all the citrusy type notes. It's kind of packed with maybe a little bit more IPA than some of the.
Yeah, it's hoppy.
Yeah, it's hoppy.
Yep.
Right. But it's so good.
So
good.
If
you're into it, this is a go-to for me. I have other beers that I like better.
It's burped. Sorry. Yeah, quick burp.
I have other beers that I like better, but this is I can get this anywhere, and I love it.
Yep.
It's a great beer. Cool.
Beautiful.
That's it. That is it for the beer selection. That being said, talking about what's fresh with our beer. What's fresh with
Bullstrap? I thought you were going to say it, but what's fresh with Bullstrap?
Boom.
So honestly, these 2 weeks we're in a little bit of like a dead week in terms of things that we can show you. That doesn't mean that things are not going on. Actually, these were 2 really eventful weeks in terms of stuff that's in the future. But in terms of like right now, what's going on with Bullstrap, not much to update. However, we did just start on Instagram. If you don't follow us there, it's obviously at Bullstrap. But we started the question of the week where you guys can ask a bunch of questions and then one of our marketing managers picks them, asks one of us randomly, and you actually got the question this week.
I did. I got the question this week. And
What was it? Yeah, I wasn't here.
What inspired the mission behind Bullstrap?
Oh, nice.
And for those who don't know, it's inspiring others to enjoy their journey.
Mm-hmm. That's the mission of our mission. Yeah, mission statement.
Yep. And, I answered it pretty simply. Like, I enjoy every aspect of my life. I enjoy working this business. I enjoy my family, my wife, my son, my friends. Like, I don't know. I enjoy my life.
Yeah.
And I think to a certain extent, this business is an extension of that. And I think you probably feel the same way.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
For sure.
Like, kind of pose the question to you. Like,
yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, I think for you and I, like, we're both, our lifestyles are obviously very similar. And not to say our lives are not without their ups and downs and valleys, whatever. But yeah, I feel like you and I are both just we're in a state of optimism all the time. And like, I don't know, like I feel like you and I are never actually like down. And we've just been able to enjoy life. And so with that, it's like, all right, like how do we inspire others to kind of live life with the same joy, same passion, same excitement?
Yeah.
Obviously, like you and I even now live different lives. Like you're married and have a kid, and I'm still single doing my thing. And no, don't do. You did that last time.
I think I did last time.
You said some. Yeah.
Ladies.
No, but yeah. But like even then, like we're in different seasons of life, but yet we're both like enjoying it on our own. And so, yeah, I feel like at the beginning, obviously we started kind of with a product, and then we went, oh, this could be something. And so, like, what is it? Like, what do we actually want to do with this? And we kind of landed there, like, hey, we want to inspire other people to just, like, enjoy what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so awesome. And you know what? I'll kind of reiterate what I said at the beginning about, like, just the fact that we get to do this. This is the part that I'm really enjoying about the brand. And this is a little bit more brand building. Kind of what you were saying, like, when we started, we were selling products.
Yeah.
And not that there's anything wrong with selling products. I mean, we sell awesome products.
Yeah.
Like, but that being said, I think what I'm enjoying about this phase of the business, and the whole thing has been a journey this whole time, and I think we've enjoyed, there's definitely been peaks and valleys, and there's nothing easy about trying to start and grow a business.
No.
That's just the bottom line.
Yeah.
But this phase where we're doing more of what feels like brand building is cool. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying it on the marketing side. I'm enjoying, like, all the things that we're doing on an operations level. Even integrating, like, this EOS system that we've done.
Yep.
Loving that. Like, loving all the things that it's helping us accomplish. It's just sweet, man. That like, this is cool. I feel like we're building a brand, and I don't know. I'm excited for that journey. I think we're going somewhere, and we're moving in the right direction.
Yeah. I feel like you and I are also, we're people, if you would. Like, and this, and just kind of what we're doing now, even in branding kind of across the board, is more directed towards people, and like you and I and our interaction with people that are interacting with our brand.
Totally.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. Really excited. Super excited.
Yeah, it is pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. So that was the question of the week.
Yep.
Something new on Instagram. You can ask us questions. Hit us up there.
Yep.
Follow us. Follow us here, by the way. Quick plug.
Oh, yeah.
Subscribe. Hit the bell. You'll hear us on all other podcast platforms, but if you're not watching us, you're kind of missing out.
Yeah, you're definitely this is a video podcast. Like, when I tell people, like, hey, we do a podcast, I say a video podcast because it's different. There's a lot more to experience with what we're doing here.
Agreed.
Oh, with that, if your question wasn't the one that we answered, we are answering all of the questions you guys submitted, at least the ones that we feel comfortable answering, but we'll be answering them on the BS Society part of this podcast. So if you want access to that, become a member. You'll hear more about that later.
Yeah, massive Q&A happens in the BS Society portion of the podcast.
Huge. Unfiltered.
Love it. All right,
Mildly
with that,
restricted.
Coffee. Just kidding.
Yeah.
What's in our lineup?
Well, and it relates to coffee.
Boom.
All right, so what's in the lineup? This is just a part of the podcast where we talk about a product that we think is cool, that's either new to one of us or the other. This is yours. This sits on your desk.
I don't know why I'm being so messy with this.
Yeah, that's all right.
Just putting it here.
Should we move these? Should we move this out of the way?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Why not? I might want to grab one later.
Sure.
But still.
So this is a black mug with a black plate. But
that I'm pouring my beer into to drink out of.
That's good.
This is so good.
Oh yeah. So what does this mug and plate do?
Basically just keeps your coffee warm. I'm actually a huge coffee drinker. I think most people are. If you're not, I've met, like, I can count on one hand the people in my life that don't drink coffee. Like, friends of mine and family that don't drink coffee. I think you're insane. But that being said, I actually, like, this is something that's been super useful for me, where I don't use it all the time, but basically this keeps my coffee warm. It's a pretty sweet product. It needs to be plugged in, and it's not plugged in right now. Like, the base gets plugged in. But essentially what I can do is just via an app on my phone, I control the temperature here, and I keep my coffee at whatever temperature I want, and it'll do it. It's got a certain amount of charge on it, so it'll do it automatically by itself. and then you can put it on here, and it charges the mug, and it keeps your coffee warm. It's pretty sweet. I use this occasionally, not all the time, but when I do, I love it. It's a great product.
Ember.
Yeah.
Ember is the person that makes it. Yeah, that's sweet.
The company that makes it.
The company.
Yeah.
What did I
Ember
say?
Mugs. The person.
The person. Yeah. Ember Mugs, the company. This is not a product for me. I don't do hot coffee. You'd almost always drink your coffee hot.
Always hot, almost always black.
Yeah. And
Actually, I do sometimes put a I got that like superfood creamer.
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
like a powder thing, and I'll throw that in there and mix it in.
Yeah,
but
I'm a cold brew. I'll drink cold brew black, or iced lattes. But yeah, I'm cold coffee guy.
My beer is totally gone.
Well, we have 4 more to get to, so
Boom.
So
that's it. Ember Mug, super simple thing.
Yep.
Something I use around the office.
Really good idea. I feel like this is probably an idea that every dude has thought of. Like, oh, if only my mug would keep my coffee warm. But
you know what?
They did it. They actually did it.
I'll be honest. You can't let it sit for too long. It keeps it warm and it keeps it really good for probably like an hour or two.
Like hot for an hour.
It'll still keep it hot beyond that.
Okay.
The problem is that your coffee starts to burn. And it becomes a little bit
like it's kind of continuing the brewing process almost.
It's burning the coffee is what it's doing. So if you're letting it sit there for too long, then it becomes not enjoyable. But if you drink your coffee because after basically like 10, 15 minutes, your coffee starts to get cold.
Right.
But if you drink it over the course of an hour, you're good. I sometimes drink my coffee way slower.
Right.
And you know that.
Yeah, you drink
like,
it all.
I'll
Like, you'll sip it just all day. Yeah,
all day. Yeah. So sometimes I like this, sometimes I don't. If I drank my coffee like really fast and over just the course of an hour, this is what I'm using every time.
Gotcha. So for a normal coffee drinker, this might be good, like a morning coffee drinker.
Yes,
but
100%.
Because you just kind of sit with it on your desk, maybe not the move.
Yeah,
cool.
Exactly.
There you go. We're never gonna these aren't sponsored ever.
Just stuff we use, stuff we like.
Cool.
Bullstrap owners coming at you with real goods.
Sweet.
That's
Speaking of real goods, we
we
have a video, or rather a guy and a collection of videos maybe that bring some real value. And so that leads us into Epic Video of the Week.
Before we start this, I'm going to...
Oh, yeah. I need one more, too, I think.
I'm going to pop into here. I'm pouring my beer into that.
Oh. Interesting. Mug beer. That could be anything.
Yeah, I don't have a cup, so might as well pour it into the mug.
I'm kind of a can guy.
1 beer down, 2 to go.
1 small step for man.
1 giant step for Bullstrap. Okay. Video. So, video of the week. This was something that I specifically came across this week that I just absolutely loved. And they are, I guess it's a series of videos. I sent you 1 specific video, and I sent the rest of our marketing team 1 specific video too. But it's Garyvee. You guys probably know Gary Vaynerchuk, like super successful entrepreneur and
polarizing dude, for sure.
I guess he is.
Yeah. Like, well, I mean, I love listening to him because I think he's really like blunt and kind of hard edged. But a lot of people think
he's authentic.
Yes, I think he's authentic. But a lot of people think he's like, his authenticness is way over the top.
Yeah. He'll do some stuff like, you should not. I gotta think about like something specific.
I mean,
but
like one thing, he'll straight up tell kids to drop out of college. Just be like, yeah, drop out of college, and like.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
For most people, that's a great idea. Speaking as somebody who has their master's degree and
True.
a CPA.
Yep.
No, but I...
an accounting, a bachelor's degree in accounting.
You.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You went way farther.
Right. Well, I will say that I appreciate my degree and the background that I have in accounting in terms of running my business. And that was always sort of the point. I actually knew heading into college that, hey, one day I'm going to be running my own business.
Yep.
Let me do something that is beneficial, is a means to an end, and spend some time at an accounting firm, auditing companies, and get to the place where I knew my skill set would be valuable.
You're the reason that I ended up getting my bachelor's in accounting, because I was going for a finance degree because I thought like, hey, maybe I also wanted to kind of do my own thing and thought, hey, a finance degree, like that's probably the one to go for. And then you and I started working together on Bullstrap, and you went, yo, an accounting degree is way more valuable. And so I switched majors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, finance is not, in terms of running a business, it's not going to be as
applicable.
Yeah, it's
just
just not.
You're not going to use it as much.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
But being able to read and interpret financial statements.
It's a good one.
It's a little bit of the beer
here.
But being able to read and interpret financial statements and make decisions based off the things that you're seeing from a numbers perspective is huge. Like, it's an invaluable skill set. So I appreciate that. But to your point, Garyvee is, I guess he is a little bit polarizing. He's authentic. I think the thing that's sort of funny is that his caricature and the way that he presents himself actually probably takes away from his business acumen.
Probably. Yeah, because people think he's kind of like
cusses and he's like New Jersey kind of like hard-hitting type of vibe, but really he's as you get to like watch a decent amount of him, and I've kind of like binge watched like
it's been a Garyvee week.
It's been a Garyvee week for me. I've like watched probably 10 or so hour-long podcasts of him just kind of riffing on, hey, what are the top marketing strategies for 2021? What are the things that you're doing? Blah, blah, blah. Like, what are ways to scale your business, et cetera, et cetera. And he's got phenomenal content. Like, he is really, really good.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like inspired some of the stuff that we've integrated and implemented here to a certain extent. And there was one video specifically that I sent to you and the rest of the marketing team where I kind of said, hey, like, these are things that we need to be thinking about.
Yep.
We need to be like really conscious about doing and marketing in this way.
Yep. Yep.
Because he's really he's a marketing genius.
He is.
Really.
Yeah. His brain, because he was on the cutting edge of social media marketing with Google and kind of his wine company, etc.
Yep.
Him being the brainiac that he is, like, he thinks of channels that a lot of people, I think, don't think about.
Really what he was looking for was at the time, and even still, he's like, where is underpriced media?
Yep.
Where am I going to get the most bang for my buck, and where am I going to grow organically? And also, when I'm putting my ad dollars behind something, where is that going to be the most effective? Where can I apply myself the most effectively to grow?
Right.
At a certain point in time, that was Twitter, it was Instagram, it was Facebook.
Yep.
Now those are sort of the dinosaurs of social media.
So it's in the smaller.
Yeah, so now it's like the transition is to things like TikTok, LinkedIn.
Yeah, just newer.
Yeah.
Maybe not newer platforms, but platforms that are just underutilized.
Yeah.
Yeah. TikTok's obviously new.
Yeah.
But
so the point is, we had sort of a binge week, and or I had a binge week on Garyvee, and he's kind of like, he's really an awesome human being. I mean, he's built like a, massive like $1 billion business, and he owns quite a few other businesses as well. Right. And I think like that's what kind of gets lost in translation is like he is an exceptional businessman. And
he's a businessman first.
He's an exceptional entrepreneur.
Yeah.
He's creative. He thinks outside the box. He's thinking of new ways to do things. But I think he actually admits this, which was so interesting. I heard it like several times in the videos that I watched, where he's like, my character, and it's not even his character, it's him just being authentic. It's him being who he is. But it gets in the way of the way that he comes across, gets in the way of his business acumen.
Sure. Yeah, because to a lot of people, his character is unprofessional. If you would, like cursing and like speaking blunt, etc.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So it makes him come across like a normal dude.
Yep.
Which is part of what I think makes him like successful. But
Yeah.
in the business world, maybe that doesn't quite, not in the business world, maybe like in the finance circles and in maybe the upper echelon of the business world doesn't necessarily come across the right way to some people.
Right.
But I would say 90% of just your average dude or just your average business person / person loves that.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
loves the authenticity.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I don't know anybody that's not going to love just someone being real with them about their life, what they're doing, what they're up to,
No.
how they're marketing, what they're doing.
Some people might not be ready for it. Like, some people aren't ready for someone to be that real. Like, because when someone's real, it means, like, sometimes when someone's real, there's emotions and stuff that get hurt. And so I feel like in a lot of cases, he tells people stuff like, hey, this is what you need to do or stop doing. And their pride, I don't know. But yeah, no, I agree.
It's definitely a valid point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think pride can be such a huge obstacle to success. Humility, I think, is a chief virtue when it comes to running and operating your business, because you need to understand what you're doing wrong, why, and be able to iterate off of that. If you don't have humility, you aren't properly set up to run and operate your business, period.
Totally agree. If you guys want to see the one video that we're talking about specifically that we sent out, that one will be the one that we link down below.
It's nothing special. It's literally
it's him talking. It's just him like giving advice and opinions.
That's all that it is.
It's literally.
And it's not even one of his better videos that I watched this week. I think it was just something that resonated enough. And it was one of the first ones that I watched when I went on my binge. So I was like, hey guys, watch this. Everybody watch this.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not better than some of the other ones that I watched this week, but it's still quality in terms of the content that he's giving out and the advice that he's giving and how he's speaking into the profoundness of finding new media and marketing that media and how you can do it really well. He's an expert. He literally is. And we're sort of at the beginning of this and like trying to figure that out with this brand and doing it better and better with this brand. So we're enjoying it. I mean, this is all part of the evolution of this. So yeah.
Yeah, super good. Good.
Cool.
Lil Nas and his satanic Nike shoes. Let's talk about it.
I knew you were going to ask about this.
Yeah. So Lil Nas X, he initially released a country song with Billy Ray Cyrus, and then kind of that put him on the map, etc. But he
gonna take my horse to the old town
that's
road.
The one. Yep. So that put him on the map. Since then, he's done whatever it is he does. But he bought 666 pairs of Nike shoes, had this other company that he worked with turn them into the Satan shoes, and they've got like pentagrams on them and a Bible verse quote about Satan, and it's just been this huge thing, like very clearly a satanic-driven design.
Dude, I have some pretty strong thoughts on this.
I'd love to hear them.
I'd love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I would.
Okay, so I don't know why. Like, it makes sense that this has gotten attention because in what world, even if you're not religious or a person of faith, which, by the way, we both are.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I just don't see how that can be, like, why would you even play into that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, maybe most people, to a certain extent, a lot of people are superstitious.
Sure.
Like, I don't know that somebody actively wants to buy, somebody just random does not want to actively go and buy those shoes.
Correct.
What? Like, why?
No.
Why would you ever want to wear something that...
In the same way that on the flip side, like...
Dude, which probably, that's kind of a significant point. Like, in somewhere deep down, in a maybe even subconscious level, you're thinking, hey, this is creepy. And again, you could totally be an atheist, you could be not religious, I don't care what you are, but all that I'm saying is, if you're looking at that, and even as somebody who believes in nothing, and you're not creeped out, there's something like I feel like most people might have a gut check.
Sure.
Most people are getting a gut check on a subconscious level. It's a significant point to say, hey, I think there's something off with this.
Yes, sure.
And
100%.
Like, I might be a little bit superstitious. Like, there might be something spiritual about this, like putting these things on my feet that have real human blood in them.
Sure.
By the way, and are one pair of 666 and all the different things. Like, I think it's significant enough, like that point, basically, like if you're not a religious person, but you're still having a reaction to this, like on some deep level, you're basically, you shouldn't feel anything. If you believe in nothing, you shouldn't feel anything.
Right. But you do.
Right.
That's the thing. Yeah.
That's
and I've had friends who don't share like any religious belief, etc. And it's like, hey, like, what do you think about that? And they're just like, no, like that's not. Well, and because in a lot of ways, I think, especially to like the Christian community and those who really believe in a Satan or Satan, the creature, it's kind of like a spit in the face to it. Like it's like a...
It's an insult.
Yeah, it's an insult. Yeah, and so I think it's polarizing. I think he saw it as a publicity stunt, obviously. And the fact that you and I are talking about it means that maybe he succeeded in that. But yeah, I think
it's significant enough, though. Like, it literally hit me like a light bulb as we're just thinking and talking here. But the fact that there are a lot of people who have a gut check, who don't believe in anything, who don't really have any
who are not cool with the shoe at all.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
right. That should say something that, like, because on a subconscious, deep level, there's something like
at the very least, the image and the depiction of Satan, the devil, like regardless of whether you believe in him as a being or not, it's a very evil and like wicked thing.
Right.
Like Satan,
like there's nothing
redemptive
good
about
there's
Satan.
nothing good associated with Satan.
Right. And so with that, it's just like, oh, you released a shoe with something that literally has no, like, it's just evil. Like you released a shoe based on evil. And it's like, I don't see it.
I'm curious. I mean, these things sold out.
Yeah. Because I think it's because people knew that there'd be value in them. Anything that one of the top artists in the world is releasing that there's not many of, like, there's value in that.
Yeah, maybe. No. I'm actually agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Like, I think that is very valid and very true. But it's not far-fetched.
If those
there's more than 666 Satanists that exist.
100%. But if those shoes were released in Walmart and anyone could go get them, no one would buy them.
Like just the random passerby.
If you could walk into Walmart and buy Satan shoes for $20, you would never go buy Satan shoes. And quite honestly, I don't think anyone would. Like, I don't think those shoes without the Nike swoosh and Lil Nas attached to them, I don't think they sell. Because I think the majority of people go, no.
There's something off about
like,
this.
Yeah, like I don't want that.
Right. Unless you're a Satanist.
Yeah. In which case, maybe that's your shoe. And like...
And maybe you bought it. Yeah.
I don't know. To each their own, for sure.
To each their own.
Yeah.
I feel a little iffy about it. Like,
yeah. Oh, I'm not into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
That might be a thing to say. Yeah, I'm not into it.
I'm not into it.
No chance.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think the thing that is... There's a lot that's weird about it.
Dude, there's human blood. They took human blood to dye the soul. Like what? Like what is that?
Yeah, why would you do that?
Okay, like sure, you can go to any like blood bank and get some blood, but like why? Like the concept of it? Not cool, dude. I'm not into it.
Yeah.
Not to give an opinion, but yeah, no.
I feel most people feel this way. Mm-hmm. It's weird.
It is weird. At the very bottom, like, if nothing else, it's so weird.
Yeah.
Like, just that is weird.
Associating like associating a branded article of clothing or just something specifically with a being, an entity that is obviously attached to nefarious activity. Like,
Yep.
it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Like, Satan does not represent a fair player, a just player, or a good player.
No.
On the stage, on the spiritual stage at all.
No. Not someone to emulate.
Right.
Ever.
Right. Exactly. That's the thing. And I think most people understand, like, hey,
I might not believe he's a supernatural being, but I don't want to emulate the dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like on a good versus evil level.
Right.
Man, we're getting into some deep stuff. Because there's more to be said here.
Yeah,
Maybe you don't recognize the universality of like good versus evil, right? Like
Sure.
Maybe morality is subjective.
Sure.
Which I don't necessarily believe, but that's a topic for a different day. But all that I'm saying is, like, if you recognize, hey, it's never good to hurt someone.
Yeah.
Right? That is a basic fundamental human principle. And when you can attach Satan to being notorious for this, for being quite literally, what is called the father of lies,
right,
and someone who is a backstabber, and someone who is associated with
they're
all
evil.
of this.
That's
evil.
what it is. Like
all of this nefarious activity, you're attaching it to this, whatever, this thing. It doesn't even have to be a being. It doesn't have to be like, let's say this cup.
All these characteristics are attached to one thing.
And then now you're saying, I want that thing, and
on my shoes.
Yes.
Yeah. Nope.
It's weird.
That is weird. Super weird. Yeah. No, thank you. So, not to end on a sour or bitter or passionate note, but we are moving on to the BS Society part of this podcast. The entire episode is pretty much a Q&A based on questions that you guys asked us from Instagram. If you're not a member of the BS Society, one, you should be, and two, you get a whole list of benefits, including access to the podcast, free gear customized for society members. Not
quarterly gift box, ton of other benefits.
Yeah.
Point is, we're going to list them right here.
Yeah, they're right here.
Boom.
Boom.
There you go. Link below. You can be a part of the BS Society. And that's it.
Yeah.
You get to engage with us on a little more intimate and personal level. That being said, we're going to move on. And
answer your questions.
That is the end of this.
Yeah, we're out. Peace. Goodbye.